Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm here for week 4 of the Altered Index 2024 challenge. This is my Tuesday challenge that happens in my Facebook group. I will have that link down below. It's been fabulous watching everybody participate so far. As I said, I know we're only on week 4, but the creations are absolutely amazing and I love how everybody is interpreting the prompts each week. So speaking of prompts, the prompts for this week, again, my daughter has picked them out of their envelopes. There are 3 prompts each week, just as a reminder. So the first one is a thing, and we have the prompt envelope. So that's our first prompt. The next one is the colour, and the colour this week is teal. So that's kind of like a bluey greeny colour. And the word this week is beautiful. So they're the 3 prompts that we have to play with this week. Now, as usual, I have kind of gone through my stash and thought about what it is I'm going to do before I kind of pressed record today. So I'm just going to bring on the bits that I have gathered. Okay, so keeping in mind that we have envelope, beautiful and teal. What I have done is gathered some different bits of cards. Obviously, I've got my altered index cards. That's going to be the card for my base. I then tried to find some teal colours. So I've got this beautiful paper here. That's from a paper pad that I had. It has actually got a beautiful pattern on the back as well. But I'm going to use this side because this side has the teal. Now it's the perfect width because this is a 6x6 piece of paper and this card is 6x4. As I've said in previous videos, some people are saying, oh, I haven't got index cards. You don't need an index card. You can just cut a piece of card to the size that you wish. It doesn't even have to be this size. You can make it smaller if you like as well. Some people have said they've got the Rolodex cards. Use those if you've got those. I'm only using index cards because index cards is something I seem to have an abundance of. And I'm not really using them. So this was a way to kind of go through my stash and use them up. So this is the paper that I'm going to use. This is what I'm going to use for my base. So like I said, I will be chopping that down. I've also got this teal colour as well. So this is just a plain cardstock, although it is textured on this side. And what I was thinking of doing is once this is cut, obviously to size to fit the index card, I've got this really teeny envelope die. Now it's really easy to make an envelope by hand anyway, but I like the fact that I'm going to have 3 envelopes that are the same size because that's what I want. So across my index card I'm going to have 3 envelopes and I'm going to have them in different colours. So one's going to be this teal colour, one I'm going to do in this kind of music paper. And then I was trying to think, well, what other colour did I want? I didn't want anything too heavily patterned because obviously the background is quite nicely patterned. So I tried to look at the colours that I've got on here. Now I could have gone with a yellow, but I found this in my scraps and I thought that kind of goes with those flowers. I might see if I've got a yellow in my stash as well because that might look nice because I think I used this colour in week 2's one. So yeah, I may have a little rummage in a second and get a yellow. Okay, so having a look through my scraps, I couldn't find a yellow, but I found this colour and I think it kind of goes with these as well. It's obviously not quite bright yellow, but certainly the inner parts of the butterflies, this kind of goes. So I think I'm going to use that actually instead of this one, because like I said, I have used that one in a previous card, so I don't want them all too samey. So that's my colour palette and that's what I'm thinking. So having this as my base, having 3 envelopes cut out of each of these 3. They're going to go along the middle. I am going to have them open. And then I was thinking of, this is just a scrap from my watercolour wings kit. And I was thinking of cutting this into strips so it looks like strips of paper coming out of the envelopes. And then across the envelopes, I've got these little die sets, which I got from a D-Stash group. And I've got the word beautiful, which obviously is the word, and hello. So I was thinking of putting hello beautiful across the front of the envelopes. So that's where I'm heading with my idea. I'm also going to do hello beautiful in the black because obviously we've got the black around the butterflies and things like that, and I just think it contrasts nicely with all of the other colours that I've got as well. So the writing will be in black. So the first thing to do then is to start cutting things down. So we'll start with the base and then I'll do the die cutting in a moment. So this has got a perforated edge at the top, which I'm not overly bothered by. So I think I'm going to just line this up, and I know I can start from the bottom, but I don't know, I think I prefer this section to down here. And I get that it's a repeated pattern, but all the butterflies seem to be in this section. So yeah, I mean, I might just go over so I can trim off that perforated edge. As I said, I don't really mind it, but that's then obviously where I need to chop this. So let's get my trimmer out. Can just use my little one because it's only a small piece of paper. Now I can keep that for something else. So this hopefully is the right size. So we're just going to add glue to that then, get that stuck down. So that's that stuck on. Now you can see that this is actually wonky on this side, so that is going to need straightening up. I am going to use my trimmer only because if I try doing that with scissors, I know it's going to end up completely skew-if. So I'm just going to line this up in my trimmer. Just take that top part off. Okay, so that is my base. Now I will do the inking around, but I think I'll do that towards the end. So what I need to do now is I'm going to use my die cut machine then to cut out an envelope of each of these 3 colours. I'm also going to die cut my words. Now unfortunately my die cut machine does not fit within this area, so I'm going to have to do that off camera and then come back with all of my cut out pieces. So I'll be back in just a moment. Right, okay, so I have each of my different bits and pieces cut out. So I've got my 3 envelopes and I've cut out Hello Beautiful. Now I've got the actual cutout, which I thought actually looked quite interesting. So I don't know whether to use that or the actual words. I did cut it out twice, so I've stuck one on top of each other just to make the letters a little bit sort of more dimensional when they're stuck down. So that's why I just had the acrylic block on there just to kind of push them both together, both of those layers. But yeah, so I've got the words Hello Beautiful. I've also got it, like I said, in that form as well. So I'll decide when it's all together which version, whether I want the actual letters or if I'm going to use that one. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold my little envelopes up. So I do love this die cut because it does come with the kind of scored lines as well, and you just fold it all round as you would if you were making an envelope. And I just think they're such a cute little size. Oops. So this one is a bit more of a thicker material than the others. This one's actually the thinnest material. So that's going to go in there. And it is white on the inside, so I think I might ink that a little bit just so it's not quite so white. But they're my 3 little envelopes. Now I am going to have them possibly at slight little angles. And then I've got to think about, like I said, I could use that, or I can use the actual letters that I've punched out and kind of have Hello Beautiful. And like I said, these will be stuck down, and then I'm going to use this to kind of have the strips of paper going up. So I think I actually prefer the actual words rather than this, so I won't use that, that's fine. Yeah, okay. So the first thing we're going to do then is, like I said, I just want to ink inside this one. I might ink around the edges of these and the actual card. I'm just going to move the letters out of the way just so I've got space and I don't lose them, because you know that's going to happen. I'm just going to use some vintage photo. As I say, just go around the edges of this card. And again, yours don't have to look vintagey, so you absolutely do not have to ink around yours. As I said, I've absolutely loved seeing the interpretation of the prompts by others. It's been absolutely fabulous. Because just because I interpret them a certain way doesn't mean that's how your card has to look. And last week, one of the prompts was rusty. And oh my goodness, some of the gorgeous rusted backgrounds that people have created, they really, really just look amazing. So if you're after any inspiration, if you want to join in and you're not sure exactly what others have done, then pop over to my Facebook group. Everybody's been kind of posting their pictures in there. Also on Instagram, if you use the hashtag altered index 2024, then you'll be able to find what people have posted as well. Okay, so now that that's inked up, that's a little bit better because it's not white on the inside. It is obviously white down here, but you're not going to see that. Because of this card, I am just going to ink around these edges a little bit. Because as I said, where it is a sort of thicker cardstock, it has sort of like cracked and revealed that white, and where it was obviously die cut as well. Right, so let's stick those together because they can be gluing while I start then making the strips. So just like you would make any other envelope, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue down here and up that edge and push it down. Pop my acrylic block on just to kind of hold it down a bit. Do the same for this one. Now this one will be easier because it is a more of a paper. The others are slightly thicker. As this one's only a paper, that should be easier to stick down. So again, I'm just going to slide that under my acrylic block. And then the last one. Okay, I'm just going to shuffle those towards the top of my board a minute. I'm going to put my paperclip pot on top just to kind of weigh it down a little bit. Put my needle in the glue. Right, I'm thinking, see, I'm not sure if these are just going to get a little bit lost. So I'm thinking if I might stick them on here and just have, I don't know, a strip of that across as well. Or if it's okay that they get a little bit lost in the pattern. I mean, it's not too bad, is it? Yeah, actually, I don't think I will add that. But I do need this, obviously, for the strips. So I'm going to take out the green one. And I'm just going to work out how wide my strips need to be. So to comfortably fit in there, I'm just going to come just inside of where the envelope would be. Obviously this one isn't going to be able to cut it fully, so I'm just trying to decide how long do I want these pieces coming out. So I'm thinking if I maybe make them 2.5 inches. 2.5. Two and a half. And then 2.5. And where's my original one? And I'm going to put these all together, and then that mark, because that's how wide I know I want them, that's where I'm going to cut next. So that's actually 1.25 inches wide. That's how wide I've done my strips. Right, okay, those should be stuck down. So if they're my 3 strips. Now obviously I've got a patterned one and then 2 plain ones. However, because they're brownish, I think I want the teal one in the middle, since teal is the colour. And I think I might have the floral print in the colour one as well. So it's just going to go in there like that. And then when I glue it down, I'm also going to kind of push it up a little bit so it bows. Although I don't know, do I? I'm just trying to decide now whether I do want it actually a little bit shorter so we can still see like the tip of the envelope. So let's have a look. So if I pushed it down a little bit, I kind of want to cut it about there, don't I? So I'm going to do that for each of my strips. And I am just going to use my scissors for this bit, I think. So just holding them all together. I guess it doesn't matter if it's not dead straight. And then I'm just going to snip along there. So at least now when that goes in there, I kind of push it down a little bit so it kind of bows, then you can still see the tip of the envelope. I think that's how it's going to go. Right, so let's figure this out. So that's going to go there. That's going to say hello, beautiful, something like that. So we'll start with the first envelope. That's roughly in the middle. Like that. And we're going to have this one. Coming down and at a slight angle. And do the same for this one. Like that. I mean, they don't have to obviously be all doing exactly the same thing. And then I'm just going to stick these down. Right, so now to get the papers in, I'm just going to pop a little bit of blob of glue down at the bottom and try and slide that in. Okay, give that a little press. Now I'm just going to ink a little bit these top edges. And obviously that's going to get curled down that way. So again, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue there. And push that down. And then we've got to do the other two. So we've got this one that has a little bit of a floral. So again, I'm going to do the same. Pop a little bit of glue at the bottom. Slide it in, give it a push. Probably should be inking these edges before they go in the envelopes, but that's okay. I'm going to add a little blob of glue at the top. And then do the same, push this down a little bit so that it kind of rolls and folds like that. And then we've got the last one on this side. That's going to go there. So again, I'll try and do it the right way around this time and ink before it goes in. Okay, so there's how it's looking. So we've got our 3 envelopes with our kind of letters coming out. It says hello beautiful. So let's just check that we've got everything. So I've got teal in the background, and I've got a teal envelope. I've got my envelopes, and I've got beautiful, hello beautiful. So we've ticked off everything. So the last thing I need to do then is my tab. Okay, so to make my number 4 tab, I've just used the same card that I used for this envelope, because again it kind of goes with the card. So I'm just going to use my template that I made up in a previous video, just so I can figure out where this tab needs to go. So it's down this side. So I'm just going to add my glue. Okay, so there is my card for today. I'm really enjoying the creativity from these challenges. It's such fun to try and come up with different ideas and ways to use some of my supplies. I really hope that you like this challenge too. I would love to see your pictures. Don't forget to use the hashtag #AlteredIndex2024 so that I can and others can search for your projects. I'd love to see your posts in my Facebook group as well. They're always such an inspiration to myself and other people who are debating about doing the challenges or who are stuck for ideas. So thank you very much for everybody for joining in, and I'll see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.